This is the Bush Whisperer coming at you from the most beautiful penguin sanctuary, southern tip of Africa, Cape Agulhas, Boulders Beach, Cape Town, Simonstown. Making the world a better place. It doesn't take much to put a smile on someone's face. It doesn't take much to share a few words of encouragement. It doesn't take much to share of your heart, to be honest, to be authentic. And we share from our hearts with authenticity when we allow our insecurities to surface and show other people our vulnerability. From a shamanic perspective, vulnerability is seen as the sense of divine, and that the shaman understands that being vulnerable is being natural. For in nature, we are all vulnerable, and we are all living in this impermanent world where at any point something can happen. One notices when one spends much time in the wild, there'll be an animal and it's alive, it's happy, it's enjoying itself, and next thing, it's food for another animal. This vulnerability is part of the natural order. It's part of the structure of being. Shaman appreciate this, understand this, and respect this. Recognize that emotional insecurity is a way in which the human psyche is able to recognize this principle in the world on the inner planes. So when we are able to bring our vulnerability to the surface, we're turning our weaknesses into strengths on a personal level. So one needs not fear this. When we open ourselves and share our vulnerabilities with other people around us, what we're actually doing is we're showing the other people that we also are insecure. We're showing people that they aren't the only ones that are afraid, and that it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to feel challenging emotions in this way. For everybody is existing between the state of fear and love. We've heard that said. This is a fundamental truth. The sense of vulnerability is what brings us to the heart. When another shares their vulnerability with us, we automatically feel the impulse and the instinct. Hello. To feel compassion. We want to protect those people. It's an inner instinct. Because deep down, we want to be protected. And because we want to be protected, it's an instinct to protect others. Wow, that light is bright on my left-hand side. My eye feels vulnerable. But life is like this. We need to be aware of our vulnerability. We can't repress it. And the best way to become aware of your vulnerability is to share it with another human being and make their vulnerabilities less of an impingement upon them. And that way we're able to share the human connection. And in this way, you will find that when you are starting to share this with other people in this way, other people will start to share their vulnerability with you. And people will want to talk to you. They will want to open up to you about real deep things that are challenging them. And the more this happens, the more you are helping that person in a little way. And that little small help makes their lives a little bit better. And they then in turn go through their lives making the world a little bit better. We then feel a little bit better about ourselves. We go and make the world a little bit better. And because we're making the world a little bit better, other people that are watching us see and learn, no, I'm busy making a video, you're bumping me, stop it now. Other people notice as well. Sorry, my little boy was trying to grab my arm, trying to grab my hand off the camera stick to hold it right now. And he needs to learn respect. So I told him to please give me some space. Our vulnerability is so important. And in this way, when the world is becoming a better space around us, we carry that, and the example to others are able to guide them through life. And they then become examples to others. So there's a cadence, there's a knock-on effect about the way that we behave towards others. And it begins by understanding that the way that we behave towards ourselves is what we're going to behave towards the world with. And what we're going to share with ourselves and share with the world is what others are going to have as a currency from their interaction with us. And if you want to make the world a better place, start within yourself. The best place the world can be is an honest place, for the truth is the best thing in the world. Shaman understand this intrinsically, fundamentally. Understand that nature expresses only truth, and that in order to be in tune with the truth, they need to dig deep down within themselves and allow the inner guides to express the truth of their beings. And this truth can change the world. So we change the world by changing who we are. And we change who we are by changing our perceptions of ourselves. And the perceptions of ourselves change as per our orientation with our own inner repressed feelings and desires and thoughts. Because our feelings and our desires and our thoughts that are repressed are what actually cause us to develop the idiosyncrasies that diminish the sense of harmony and balance. And that sense of harmony and balance is the essence through which life channels beauty. And the beauty is what's designed by the cosmic structure of being to bring us to a state of harmony. So it's a closed loop of open circles, if I can put it in such a manner, that brings us closer to ourselves, the closer we become to each other. So the way to make the world a better place is not to do anything grand. It's the little things. It's the little things you say. When you put a smile on a child's face, you put a smile on someone's face, you are making the world a better place. When you give kind words of encouragement, you made the world a better place. And those people will then carry the torch. And the more we do this with the people we meet along the way, the greater becomes the sphere of our influence. Because more and more people will start to do this. And we'll start to recognize that life is a cadence of being expressed as a reverberation between us, between all of the million versions of ourselves that are operating through different bodies. And to recognize that we are all one being, fundamentally. That the Adam Kadmon of being is the superstructure of humanity, the super soul, if you will. And that we are all like water droplets from this great ocean of life, moving back towards the fundamental ocean from which the drops have come. And that life is like the water cycle. And that we can bring back the unity to ourselves by becoming unified with the people we meet along the way. And vulnerability is this way. This is the key. Never run from your vulnerability. Never deny your vulnerability. Smash the like button. Share this video if you think it can help people, if you think the content's good. Help me work these algorithms. They haven't been in my favor. Also, recognize that life is short, that you don't have much time, and every opportunity that you lose to be yourself truly is an opportunity wasted. Don't be too hard on yourself, but be honest with yourself and realize that it doesn't take much to be a better person. And when you become a better person, everybody in contact with you will become better people, because this is the nature of the law of resonance. Harmonic resonance works in this way. And the frequencies of consciousness and life will attune you to others in the way that it attunes them to you. And so the nature of being will be a perfect paradigm of consciousness that can operate in such a way. And we will find that life is exactly what it needs to be, in the way that it has to be that. Never be afraid of who you are. Never be afraid to share yourself. That way you'll learn to be yourself, totally, perfectly, with a sense of balance, with a sense of harmony. Life is what you make it, and what you make life will help others to make their lives. Recognize that you have an incredible sense of power within yourself, power to change who you are. And by changing who you are, you help others to change who they are. And the changes we're speaking of are not fundamental changes. These are changes of behavior, changes of attitude, changes of crystallized idiosyncrasies that prevent us from being the most harmonic and most balanced, beautiful aspects of ourselves that we can. And manifesting this into the world is really why we're here. And when we start to recognize that this is the meaning behind life, we'll start realizing that the most important thing in life is the people that we meet along the way. And that's the way to making the world a better place. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss daily uploads. I hope the light's not too harsh on this camera angle, but the light in my eyes was quite harsh, so I had to turn. Have an absolutely gorgeous day. Go out into the world, become an ambassador of love, share the love, share your heart, share your insecurity, and you will see how the people around you grow and thrive as you do. Om Shanti.